This section examines air brakes. Air-operated braking systems are used on heavy vehicles. Compressed air, operating on large diameter diaphragms, provides the large forces at the brake assembly that are needed. An air compressor pumps air to storage tanks. Driver-controlled valves then direct the compressed air to different wheel units to operate the friction brakes. On articulated vehicles, any delays in applying the trailer brakes should be minimized. This is achieved using a relay valve and a separate reservoir on the trailer. This arrangement also applies the brakes if the trailer becomes disconnected from the prime mover. This section examines drum, disc, and anti-lock brakes. Drum brakes have a drum attached to the wheel hub, and braking occurs by means of brake shoes expanding against the inside of the drum. With disc brakes, a disc attached to the wheel hub is clamped between two brake pads. On light vehicles, both of these systems are hydraulically operated. The brake pedal operates a master cylinder. Hydraulic lines and hoses connect the master cylinder to brake cylinders at the wheels. Most modern light vehicles have either disc brakes on the front wheels and drum brakes on the rear, or disc brakes on all four wheels. Disc brakes require greater forces to operate them. A brake booster assists the driver by increasing the force applied to the master cylinder when the brake is operated. The anti-lock braking system prevents wheel lock or skidding, no matter how hard brakes are applied or how slippery the road surface. Steering stays under control and stopping distances are generally reduced. It consists of a brake pedal, a master cylinder, wheel speed sensors, the electronic control unit or ECU, and the hydraulic control unit, also called a hydraulic modulator. List 5 passenger vehicles and discover the types of brakes they use. This section examines electric brakes. Trailers and caravans towed by light vehicles must have a braking system if the trailer gross mass exceeds a certain value. An electric braking system is commonly used to activate the drum-type friction brakes on the trailer. Braking effect can be increased or reduced by the driver adjusting a control unit to suit the load on the trailer. When the brakes in the towing vehicle are applied, the brake light circuit sends the signal to the control unit. The control unit then sends an appropriate current to the trailer brake actuators to operate the trailer brakes at the level selected. This section examines the emergency brake. All vehicles must be fitted with at least 2 independent systems. They were once called the service brake and emergency brake. Now they are usually referred to as the foot brake and the park brake. Most light vehicles use a foot brake that operates through a hydraulic system on all wheels, and a hand-operated brake that acts mechanically on the rear wheels only. One common use of the handbrake system is to hold the vehicle when it is parked. The systems are designed to be independent so that if one fails, the other is still available. This section examines exhaust brakes. Heavy goods vehicles can often require increased braking in situations where friction brakes could overheat and fail. This is achieved by using an exhaust brake. An exhaust brake works by restricting the flow of exhaust gases through the engine. It achieves this by closing a butterfly valve located in the exhaust manifold. This maintains high pressures in the exhaust manifold and the engine cylinders, which in turn acts as a brake against the engine rotating. This then slows the road wheels through the transmission or powertrain. Other heavy goods vehicles use an engine brake that operates by altering valve timing and stopping fuel being injected into the engine. Buses and coaches are usually four-wheeled rigid vehicles, but a larger number of wheels and axles can be used. Sometimes articulated buses are used to increase capacity. Buses and coaches can be single-deck or double-deck. Buses are commonly used in cities as commuter transport, while coaches are more luxurious and used for long distances. Use manufacturer specifications to investigate differences and similarities between a common model bus and a coach. A coupe has just 2 doors. Reducing the number of doors to the passenger compartment makes the vehicle structure more rigid. Traditionally, it has 2 seats, with 2 smaller seats behind for occasional use. In this form, it is a close-coupled 4-seater and can be made in a fixed-head or drop-head configuration. A coupe is now regarded as being any fixed-head vehicle with 2 doors. List 5 different makes and models of current coupes. Investigate their similarities and their differences. What differences, if any, are there between coupes and sports cars? The bodies of commercial vehicles that transport goods are designed for that specific purpose. Tankers transport fluids. Tippers carry earth or bulk grains. And flatbeds and vans are used for general goods transport. A goods transport vehicle can be a rigid vehicle, a rigid vehicle with a trailer, or an articulated vehicle. Articulated vehicles carry goods on a semi-trailer, with the power unit or prime mover connected to the semi-trailer by a coupling called a fifth wheel coupling. The fifth wheel coupling lets the traction unit pivot on the semi-trailer. This gives more maneuverability than with rigid vehicles or rigid trailer combinations. A road train connects extra trailers by a small interconnecting trailer called a dolly. It has a fifth wheel coupling and it's connected to the leading trailer by a drawbar. Up to 3 trailer and dolly sets can be drawn by one prime mover, and each set contains brakes for each wheel and lights for each trailer. A B-double vehicle has a fifth wheel on the rear of the first trailer, and the second trailer is coupled to the fifth wheel. This removes the dolly wheels from the combined unit, which reduces the length of the vehicle. But since there are fewer supporting wheels, the vehicle payload is also reduced. Heavy goods vehicles can have normal control with the operator seated behind the engine. A lightweight bonnet that can be tilted or raised allows easy access to the engine for servicing. In forward control, the operator cabin is mounted over the engine. This design gives greater load length to the vehicle. The cabin can be tilted for easy access to the engine. Some designs only have a hinged flap over the engine bay. Investigate basic uses of different kinds of goods-carrying vehicles, including a rigid vehicle with a trailer, and an articulated vehicle. List examples of different makes and models of goods-carrying vehicles. Compare any basic similarities and differences. For instance, rigid or articulated, body types and goods carried. Hatchbacks can have 3-door and 5-door designs. Rear seats usually fold down to increase luggage area. They combine the benefits of sedans and station wagons to make more versatile vehicles. List 5 different makes and models of current hatchbacks. Investigate their similarities and their differences. Investigate manufacturer specifications to discover typical design differences between hatchbacks and station wagons. Light vehicle vans can be based on common sedan designs or redesigned so that maximum cargo space is available. List 5 different makes and models of current light vehicle vans. Investigate their major similarities and differences. The utility or pickup carries goods. Usually it has stronger chassis components and suspension than a sedan to support greater gross vehicle mass. List 5 different makes and models of current utilities. Investigate their similarities and their differences. A sedan has an enclosed body with a maximum of 4 doors to allow access to the passenger compartment. The design also allows for storage of luggage or other goods. A sedan can also be referred to as a saloon and traditionally has a fixed roof. There are soft-top versions of the same body design except for having 2 doors, and these are commonly referred to as convertibles. List 5 different sedans. Investigate their similarities and differences. A station wagon or estate car has increased luggage capacity and a large rear door for access. The rear seats can usually be folded to increase luggage capacity even further. The roof is usually fixed. List 5 different makes and models of current station wagons. Investigate their similarities and their differences.